Hello. It looks like we're live, and it looks like we're actually finally streaming again. I have been fighting this software for about 30 minutes now, just to figure out a few things. So I decided that I wanted to start up streaming again, and I decided, frankly, I've been having really bad insomnia lately, and it kinda sucks, so why not go ahead and try to give back to the community? And, I don't know. I just know that I've been having trouble sleeping lately. Others might have the same issues, and if I can help someone out by streaming, then why not? I can't sleep, others can't sleep. We'll be restless together. And once people can actually get to sleep, well, that's just good for them. I honestly don't know exactly how long I plan on streaming, or if I plan on making this a regular thing. And this may seem strange to anyone who does start watching, because technically I'm streaming this at like 5 in the morning for myself, but I also work the night shift, so to anyone who watches this, if I decide to upload the stream on YouTube or anything of the sort, I'm not exactly new to the game. I've played through before, and this is my character. His name is Jesus. I was just trying to have some fun, play around with it, and really just get into things. I've also never really played a pure faith character all the way through to the end of the game, and it seems like it'd be a lot of fun. My hope that I can actually start streaming as a regular thing and upload to YouTube just from my streams, so that people can have something to listen to, something to feel less alone, something to just generally help people, especially people who are having issues falling asleep, or people who just need something to go to. And whether or not anyone watches it, I think I'll be happy with how it turns out, because I really just want to create something and put something out there. Right, I can't level up until I get to the third grace, I think it was. That was mostly unintentional. We say nothing. Another reason why I wanted to start streaming up again is because, frankly, I really like ranting, and it does feel therapeutic to me to rant and let my mind wander for a bit, even though only half of it is intelligible at best. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get that.
Goodbye.
Crafting items is not the biggest deal, but it certainly can be extremely useful. Oh. I'm really liking spear movesets in this. I don't know what it is, but they're just fast enough that they're really fun to use. And they just make you feel... I don't know. They feel really good and easy to use. Maybe I'll keep a spear in my offhand for now. But I do want this character to mostly focus on incantations. So I'm gonna have to pump Mind and Faith, and maybe a good bit into Arcane.
Have you heard, Asa?
I usually do a wizard, or rather sorcerer, and for the very first playthrough I've ever done, I did a sort of sorcerer that I ended up adding a bunch of faith to, and then I was just kind of a master of both. But it took a long time to get to half the level I really needed to be because of that. So I'd rather just get enough arcane for dragon incantations, and maybe just enough... Oh boy. I'm so glad he didn't notice. I meant to backstab, and I instead almost sabotaged myself. But I won't do that here. Okay. Step 1 has been completed. Step 2 is... oh boy. I don't want to deal with those. I don't have any good ranged abilities just yet. So... oh, good. Oh, you're still alive. Well, that was rude of me, huh? I really don't want to deal with the bats. I guess at least I have enough range on the spear that if I end up needing to tussle with them, I should be fine. Let's go over here and see what we can manage. Oh boy. My PC is not the best, so sorry for the poor graphics. It's honestly the best I can do at the moment to keep my stream and my game running at the same time, especially with a game as large as Elden Ring. Yeah, feel free to turn your back to me. That was funny. I caught him with one strike and I still got the... Well, hello. At least these guys are kind of predictable. Ooh. I wasn't expecting to get a shield. Although it's not the best shield. But it is a good enough shield for the start that I could consider using it. Is there an unnatural weather phenomenon? Because I have a gold aura around me. And it says I have the thing that increases item drop chance, but I didn't consume any items. Alright. I really should be using more of my incantation, because I know it's gonna hit kinda like a truck. That's how incantations tend to be at the very start. Which is great, because in Dark Souls 1, I remember, like, essentially the only damage ability you could get was like a lightning bolt, which did do a lot of damage, but you had to wait a while before you actually got it. Which, oh boy, that kinda sucked. I do feel like casters in this game, yeah, it is an unnatural weather effect. For those of you who do not know, if anyone who is uninitiated watches this stream, when you see these golden, like, flakes falling, it means that you're going to get more runes and that you're more likely to encounter a golden-eyed enemy. And a golden-eyed enemy is just an enemy that has, well, golden eyes, is a little bit stronger, mostly in terms of having a little bit more health, and they drop a lot more runes. Now let's go ahead and get Torrent slotted in, and while we're doing that, we're gonna switch these, because of course we want to help people when we get the chance. And I think I'm just gonna start up leveling and like clearing areas by the places that I already know exist.
This way, Tarnished. May I have a word? A pleasure to meet thee and the wit. I'd heard tell, and upon look at talk, thou art possessed call forth. Ah, I wasn't sure torrents.
I am going to skip past her dialogue as to not spoil anything for anyone who's uninitiated for Ronnie's quest line. If I upload this and people are like, hey, yeah, I want to see this, or I want to hear the full dialogue, maybe I'll start up a new character, or maybe I'll just... Yeah, I don't quite have enough for that yet. How much for the armor? Yeah, about 1,500 for the chest piece. This is actually really good armor for the start.
Goodbye for now. What is it?
Can I? No, I can't talk to him about the Howling in the Woods until I get to the Howling in the Woods. just recently saw a video about Blide, and specifically a video where the voice actor for Blide decided to read the tweets about Blide, and like, I don't know why I'm surprised or in any way disappointed, but yo, why is everybody thirsting on Blide? Like, so many people are just thirsty for Blide. On one hand, I get it. That's unfortunate. Oh boy, that's gonna be very difficult. Because they are quite resistant to... I guess I can probably make it through this area with the spear being like my last resort. Because honestly, I should have enough FP to get through this area. Ooh, golden enemy. Extra runes. Let's go ahead and pick up the glove wart. You can do that. Run! Oh boy. I have a friend who has gotten all the way to the Altus Plateau and never realized that, yeah, you can zoom, or you can lock in on targets. Like, he's been playing with a spear, too. Let's go ahead and... there we go. Can't wait to get some projectiles going. Goodness. That is embarrassing. That is just terrible. I got all the way to the end of the thing, and it's like the first dungeon. How do I die there? By being stupid, that's how. Well, on the bright side, I don't need to waste the FP over there. On the downside, it's not like I have a good sword that I can use as a good replacement. And then we're gonna run over here. Let him skedoodle on down when he's ready. And then we're just gonna... there we go. I wonder if I can free aim a knife. Just barely, but it worked. I'm not gonna go over there just because it's not worth it. And even if it were, it would suck to have to fight that many of them at such a low level with, like, no armor. Gosh, they made that incantation so fast. If you do, like, a running strike. Come on. You can do better than that. Finish him off with the spear. Get some of my Sunny D. Some blue Gatorade. And... It has been so long since I've actually given this game a good run. I feel like I've forgotten a lot of things, and I never did use early faith. Like, as I said before, the only time I really used faith before in this game was to kinda add to my sorcerer, which at first was just to gain additional buffs and whatnot, but then I realized lightning sorceries were kind of insane, and there were seals that would help me scale my... I'm just gonna go to 17 in mind. We're gonna treat Vigor as a secondary for now, which I know is like a cardinal sin for this game, but honestly, we're not looking to up our Vigor until this is good enough to maybe cast enough to clear most of a level with all our FP flasks. And mostly what we're looking for is the ability to have to use our FP flask as a means of, like, filling most of it. Like, 90% of it, not filling 100%, because that means technically we're getting less casts per flask. So we want to be a little bit over or at just the right amount. So, yeah, we're not gonna try too hard to get it to like 30 right away, but we are probably going to anyways, yeah, we're at a good place, but we're also going to get a pretty quick upgrade to our flask. So we want the same for our Vigor, but the fact of the matter is I can get a ranged incantation before I can get decent enough armor and decent enough weapons and items for it to matter to focus hard on defense. And so we're just gonna boost that to about 20, I think is a good spot, because it also allows us to summon some pretty tough summons, still cast quite a bit, and our damage is pretty good. Like, we can just do this. Maybe that's not the best example since they're a little bit weak to everything. They don't have any fire resistance really. But you know, let's see. So from here, usually I would go ahead and try to get to the church. Like, there are 2 churches that I would go to from here. Because 1, you need to upgrade those flasks, right? And 2, we're gonna want to get a certain charm for certain incantations that increases holy damage, and I believe I remember where to get that. And our damage output's not the best yet, but I think we can handle the invader that's there. Walk past that guy, get to this grace in case anything happens. We're going to also maybe do an exploit at some point, but I might do that off screen. But I don't think we need it. If I do, next stream I'll be honest about it. I'll say, hey, I got a bunch of runes, this is exactly how I got them. Might as well get this one too while I'm here. Because there is a way to get a whole bunch of runes that technically takes a little while, but I mean, if you can get a decent enough bleed weapon that can attack fairly quickly, like any dexterity build could use the flail. You effectively go, oh boy, this is the wrong way. Wrong side of the tracks. But that does remind me that there are in fact runes here. And these are just nice to have for when you're trying to buy stuff, trying to make just that tiniest little difference to maybe have enough for a level up. So that's nice. I don't know if we're gonna do Sellen's questline, but nah, I wanna get better armor first and have the flasks to do the stuff that I want to do. This is meant to be mostly incantation run. Not pure incantation, but this character is meant to use incantations for most of his attacks and abilities. Which should be really fun, because there's so much you can do with incantations. Like, it's such a versatile thing, which I absolutely love about this game. Whereas Faith builds were kind of just buffing, healing, and lightning in Dark Souls 1 through 3, really. And yeah, there were a few other things. You had more damage types. It wasn't as in tune with status, and you had to do more of a hybrid or pyromancy build to get the kind of use out of spells and abilities for more damage types. Yeah, so we're just gonna mix that real quick. Because having one additional flask is always a good thing. And we definitely want to have more than one of those. Mix Wondrous Physic. And we're not actually gonna go over here just for the other church and the invader. But that is a pretty... goodness. That is a pretty good reason to do so. What we want here is, one, that Ash of War, because it's going to make a faith build really strong. You can get some really high AR at the very beginning. If you use that Ash of War. And more than just getting a little bit of decent AR, it's good for making sure you have the ability to force weapons to scale based off of your damage stat, instead of whatever they would have normally scaled off of, which yes, can lower their total efficiency, but frankly it also increases their usability for your particular build, or in this case, my particular build. Oh. Oh no. Oh. So I have made some mistakes in my time. Wonder if they'll summon. Oh right, this was the other reason why I wanted to come here.
Forgive me. To deter if you have. It seems torrent, whereas I merely there is.
Because frankly,
gathering plate. Very well.
right now,
Let my hand.
we're glass cannon, and we don't want to be a glass cannon forever, but we do want the ability to be a glass cannon and not be punished. Which means we need to talk to our good friend here.
Welcome to the round I teach in
who may or may not kill the Golden Mask.
You do. Most time you are well.
Let's see, we would need 800. All of these are kind of meh. But if you know you're going up against, like, fire, or going up against magic, these do become really decent. Like, I don't know why I don't see people bring this into the fire giant fights,
May the Golden Order
or even Godskins. Let's see. For now, though, we don't need those. I would like Rejection, however. I don't think that one does damage, but it would be nice to have. And this could be good in a few areas, like
May
a
the
cave
Golden Order.
that I can think of in the early areas. Let's be honest. I wonder if you could do a no healing flask build by using a faith build. Alright, so I think my next destination is going to be over here to get some smithing stones to actually upgrade my talisman or seal. Keep mixing the two up in this because I don't know, man. Like, catalysts are still just staffs. And staffs are just catalysts. And seals don't make the most amount of sense for what they look like, but I also understand why they can't call them talisman anymore. Or at least it's never made sense to me that you call them seals, because, like, when you hold it, it just looks like you're grasping your fist. So, like, holy symbol or something of the like. Divine symbol might have been pretty decent. We're actually going to do this, though. Because we don't need our spear as much anymore. But we're still going to want to use it on occasion. And since we're still pretty squishy, having the extra fire power in our main hand and the shield for defense could be really nice. And then we have our ranged ability and our this does the oh. Yeah, I mean, and it's still one shot. Yeah. So can that, though. I will look at which one is a little bit more efficient, because that's going to matter a lot. So that does more damage, but it's 1 FP more. I didn't think they would be that close together. What's the range on this? Not quite. Just wanted to make up for the lost FP. Now these rats... There we go. These rats can be a pain in the butt to deal with when they get you cornered. So you really want to kind of lure them out. Or at least that's how I tend to prefer to take care of them. Although I've seen some creative ways of taking down the rat enemies. And using the rat enemies. I was in an invasion scenario once where I was helping someone as a friendly summon, and this person who invaded us decided to wait outside, like, this little narrow walkway, and it trapped me inside with a bunch of rats, and it was just terrible. Now let's go ahead and... There we go. Nice. Didn't have to use my FP. So, I don't know if it's worth it to try to do the boss fight with such low FP, considering that I don't have any good summons to tank and deal damage, and I don't have any good melee weapons that, like... I don't know. We'll see if a single flask can do the trick. It does seem like I can one-shot these guys with just Catch Flame. You know, the smart thing to do there was hit him with Catch Flame while the other guy was right there. Uh-oh, I thought he dropped something. Oof, I am so glad that didn't get me. I think with what I have and an unupgraded seal, it'll be difficult, but I should be able to manage this boss fight. Let's see what we have in terms of summons, if there's anything that, like... You know, he's cheap enough that while he will go down, he should be able to draw aggro without action. Like, damage-wise, not worth it. But defense-wise... should be worth it. Oh, it works on you too. That's funny. He got the last hit. MVP. See, I was stressing about FP and I didn't have to, because Faith is really strong. It takes a little bit longer to charge up your abilities, but once you get them going... I think now we're at the point where we can start to upgrade our Faith and Vigor a little bit more for higher damage and defense. It'll be a while since till I feel the need to upgrade our Endurance, because worst case scenario, I drop the spear.
Your new fame, no matter. Lay out your arms.
Strength and armament. Okay. So that increases our scaling just a little bit. I'm not gonna do that, but I am gonna see if I can apply the Ash of War to it. I don't think I can, though, because... Oh, I can. That currently does nothing for us. Or nothing beneficial. I don't know how long I want this stream to last, but I do know that this is about the time I should be attempting to sleep. Usually. And I have an important appointment and a couple of things to do tomorrow. And I should really get started on my taxes. Or rather, get started on getting someone else to do my taxes, because I may have learned how to do them, but I don't want to do them. I can't wait to start using Black Flame. Oh, but it does take a lot of, faith. Like, there's a high faith requirement for Black Flame stuff, and for the Talisman especially. I think it's like 34 required. Nice. I love that they did actually fix this Ash of War a little bit. So that it no longer is broken. Because it was actually kind of broken. Like, didn't work, kind of broken. And that is why it was good to pick up that Ash of War. That and the fact that we don't have the best moveset right now. And this will really help us pump out some more damage. And it'll help us in terms of scaling, because I don't plan on leveling up strength or dexterity much at all. And this guy can be kind of difficult to deal with. Oof. Yep, and that's what I meant by difficult to deal with. That was 4,000 runes that I just let go. Oh boy. I really need to let the other guy get summoned. Because 4,000 runes is enough for me to level up at least 2 or 3 times. Should be at least 3. And then the runes from actually defeating the guy, plus any mobs that I encounter on the way there. Just in case, we're gonna do that. Oh man, I think what I'll do is I'll get through that guy, and if it doesn't take more than 1 or 2 more attempts, after I take care of the guy with the Reduvia blade, I'm going to... I think his name is Nefarious. I'm going to go ahead and do myself a favor. Maybe take out Patches. Well, kinda take out Patches. Nice. But yeah, and then I might go for the Gladiator guy. Maybe. So far what my plan is to, try my hardest to get these runes back, avoid him until the other guy gets summoned, because I think he gets summoned all the way back over here. Nope. Okay, good. Because one of those Reduvias, and we are donesos. Nice. I feel like I was carried hard through that fight. This is why we pump Vigor. We always pump Vigor. First thing you should reasonably do is make sure your Vigor is at least a 20 to 25. But I am dumb, so I am exempt from that rule. Now time to level up about 4 times and put... I did say I wanted to do that, but I will put more into Vigor because I know I need it. Like, there's never a good enough reason to not have Vigor leveled up. I can deal with that. I cannot deal with the fact that my target acquisition is just not doing what it's supposed to. But I can try to find a way around that. Luckily that poison doesn't last very long. And that one person who got the cure poison incantation and swears by its usefulness. I'm sure they're just thinking to themselves, yeah man, it's like the best thing ever.
Well, thought you'd just help yourself to a man's personal belongings, huh? You scheming little thief! The gods demand repentance!
This is a special circle.
What have I done? I've never died to patches. It's not supposed to happen. That wasn't in the scripts. What? How could this happen? Wonder what does more damage, buffed up spear or this? Okay. So, I don't like that. Whew. There's something going on with the target lock, and it might just be my controller. I'm using a Pro controller, so that might be a little bit odd.
Wait, please.
Abusing patches.
White flag and all.
Where's my point down?
Well, finally come round, have you? I knew you would. You're a man of reason. True and true.
Just for you, buddy.
Oh, what do you... I took you for an innocent... Well,
Yeah, I think I can
a true...
take on the gladiator guy.
In exchange for... Honestly, frankly. So don't be a stranger. I'll be ready to...
And because I finally have something to replace it. Oh. That would be better. But also, Jesus. Or sorry, his name is Jesus. Jesus. I hope that's not offensive to anybody. If so, first of all, I would like to bring up the point that, in fact, that is a real name that some people do in fact have. And second of all, I would like to apologize if it does truly offend anybody. It is meant for satire, not to make fun of any religion or any particular belief. And the only reason why I did not make him a darker skin tone was because it didn't mesh well with the dark hair color and the amount of shine. I just could not get them to look distinguished. And that's more on me. Like, on me not being able to make it as it technically really would be. But I mean, it is what it is. It's just meant to be a joke. It is not an accurate representation in any way, shape, or form of any Christian, Catholic, or any form of Catholicism. So please, if you feel offended, I am sorry. Oh, hey. Oh. I thought for sure. I thought for sure the holy damage would do more damage to them. And if I'm being honest, I don't entirely know why I thought that. I don't like trading for normal hits, but I will do it if I must. Man. The scary round the corner tactics that they use really do work the first time. That worked against me. In the worst kinds of ways. There we go. Use your environment to your advantage, not against yourself. And because we do have them and they are incredible for this fight, we are going to use the wolves. Because I don't want this guy getting close. Yep, that seems to be doing it. Okay. And that should be all she wrote. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. I think I'll put up to 20 in vigor and then just keep pumping faith. Because honestly, that's the best you can do. Like, you don't need a whole bunch of damage at the very, very start because your starter incantations are gonna do a really good amount of damage. Like, just on this, as an example, 247 is like a charged heavy attack. And as far as quicker damage, your damage is fine. It's just worrying about getting the right opportunities. How much did I need to level up again? About 2,000. I really don't want to take anything else on right now. I might do a little bit of stuff off stream, like grab some more items, maybe grind a couple of levels, get some actually decent armor. Like I could do that right now. Although, I do enjoy the stereotypical Americanized Jesus look.
Wait, well, you're...
It is a little bit comical, all things considered.
Goodbye.
Ooh, I should have considered physical in general's higher, but like versus striking damage, slashing damage, and piercing damage, there's a good difference. I feel like more enemies have piercing and slashing though, at the moment. And then, as far as elements, I'll have to keep that in mind. And let's see, that puts me at about just a couple hundred runes. I do want to get, like,
What is it?
decent gloves, maybe? And I'm considering getting those.
Goodbye. Nice.
Because as good as that is, those are kind of just better, but look kind of just bad.
What is it?
Sell. Yeah. Purchase.
Goodbye.
Alright. Now we actually look kind of presentable. Got any better shield?
What is it?
You do, but it's gonna be 600. I don't plan on using that. And I think I can comfortably get rid of these. On account of the fact that I don't intend on using them. Now, I have 600. I will go ahead and get a slightly better shield. That is such a terrible playstyle, unless you're using a great shield or a certain Ash of War. Well, anyways, as I said, I have things to do in the morning, and unfortunately that means the stream time this time around is going to be a little bit limited. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I upload this to YouTube instead of being a lazy bum. And goodbye.